The thing that I wanted to communicate most is the literalness of childhood. That idea, the magical sense that if you put a hat on your head, you believe yourself to have disappeared. If you're playing a monster, you think you are scary. You've become a monster. The idea in Dodgeball that Freckleface can turn herself into a monster and therefore protect herself, and then inadvertently scare another child, scare a child that seems impervious to fear of any kind, who seems like a tough kid, you know. So. I like that exchange too, that he's able to say to her, "Hey, you're scary," and she has to say, "Hey, I didn't mean to scare you. I'm pretending," you know. So that idea that once again it's about the largeness of it all, of the things that we might dismiss as growing up, saying, "Oh, please, it's, you know, that's just pretend. Don't worry about it." And yet everything in their world is pretend. It's meaningful to them. So that's kind of, yeah. So it was really about, for me, growing up and being someone who read constantly and sometimes wouldn't be able to tell the difference between what was happening in my book and what was happening in my life, because I'd get too wrapped up in it and start to feel upset and anxious because whatever, you know, Laura Ingalls Wilder was going through in her book, you know, that they were in the middle of the long winter and they were twisting hay or whatever, and then I'd be like, put the book down and feel like, why am I so upset? You know, so kids can, you know, that kind of emotional influence, I think, is really interesting to me.